I finished up the Friday the 13th franchise, so now I'm going to rank the franchise. So, there are 12 movies, let's get started. At number 12, the worst movie in the franchise, pretty close with the bottom 3-4 movies, is Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. I like the Darkest Side of the Night song. Julius punching Jason is kind of fun. That's about it. The movie is boring. It has unmemorable characters. The kills are terrible. It's false advertising because this is Jason Takes a Boat, not Manhattan, and these are like all the problems of the bottom movies. So, just a terrible movie all around. Moving on, number 11 is Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. Ethel is kind of an entertaining character with her foul mouth. Other than that, characters suck, kills suck, mystery sucks. It doesn't do anything new. Tommy is a psychopath. Why does Roy Burns hides that he has a son? Pass. Moving on, number 10 is Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. The concept of Carrie versus Jason Voorhees is actually fun. It sounds fun, and Jason's rotted out face looks pretty cool. Other than that, there's not enough telekinesis in the movie, not enough of the promised premise, just like Part 8. The character is unmemorable, it has weak kills, not creative or bloody, and the ending is actually really stupid. Tina's dead dad takes Jason down to the lake. That was actually really ridiculous. So a movie I still don't like. Number 9 is the original Friday the 13th. This is a Halloween ripoff. I will say Jack and Pamela's kills, pretty good. Pamela's reveal is cool, and the jump scare at the end is legitimately scary and effective. Other than that, again, characters unmemorable. The story is meandering, which is the same for all the other movies below this and kind of above it. The mystery sucks, and a lot of other kills are below screen, and Claudette is just a freeze frame. So, honestly, I think this is a bad movie. Moving on, number 8. This movie is actually pretty decent, and that's Friday the 13th Part 3. The kills, solid enough. None of them are the best, but I don't think any of them are terrible. Arrow in the eye, cleaver to the chest, chopped in half, they're all pretty good. Characters, memorable enough. And the final 10 minutes is actually tense, and Chris trying to kill Jason Voorhees, I really like that, so the final 10 minutes is actually really good. The other things are, it recaps the first 2 movies or whatever, and that's terrible. It's very meandering, and the last minute Pamela jump scare is lazy, uninspired, and doesn't even make any sense, because she didn't die in the lake. Overall, a decent movie, though. Moving on, number 7 is Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. This is a unique movie. I think the characters are actually kind of memorable, and the kills are great. Deborah getting split in half, Deputy Josh melting the floor, solid kills. And I think it'd be a satisfying ending if this was the end. Some negatives with it. The way the premise starts is stupid. It brings in Jason Voorhees' unnamed sister and family in the Voorhees house. Like, that was weird. And the slow-motion diner scene is kind of weird. Other than those, I think it's actually kind of a fun movie. Moving on, number 6 is Jason X. This is just a fun movie with Jason in space, and the kills are solid, the screw kill and Jason Voorhees' head blowing up, and the liquid nitrogen kill is really good too. Uber Jason is fun, so this is a fun movie. It feels like an Aliens ripoff, and I wish there was more Uber Jason in the movie instead of like the last 15 to 20 minutes. But other than that, this is a decent, fun enough movie. Moving on, number 5 is Freddy vs. Jason. It has good kills. I like Trey and Shaq's kill. The Cornfield Raid Massacre is cool. And Freddy vs. Jason is a really fun and graphic fight. It's a great fight. Some negatives with it. Characters, not memorable. There's not enough plot. And honestly, for a movie like this, I'd rather just cut it down by 10 minutes and just make most of the movie just Freddy versus Jason, and that would have made for a much more entertaining movie. Other than that, this movie, again, decent enough. I can enjoy it. Number 4 is Friday the 13th Part 2. Characters, a little bit more memorable than Part 1. You got the goofball, Mark is in a wheelchair, Ginny is a good final girl, way better than Alice, for sure. It's clear that Jason is the killer, you don't have a mystery. And the chase at the end, pretty good. Mixed, kills are decent, but nothing is great. Negative with it, 10-minute recap, repetitive. It's very light on story, and the movie forgets about Ted, where he's just left at the bar, so that's distracting. Other than that, I think this movie's actually pretty decent, and way better than the original Friday the 13th, as you can tell from Friday the 13th being at number 9, this being at number 4. Moving on, top 3. Number 3 is Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Tommy is out for revenge on Jason Voorhees. I really like that. It's cool that there's actual kids at a camp. It's a little bit different. Kind of raises the stakes a bit. The movie is actually really funny and has a great different tone. And the song by Alice Cooper, He's Back, The Man Behind the Mask. That's actually pretty cool. That's a cool way to end the movie. So I really like this one. Some negatives. Some of it, kind of like Part 5, kind of feels like horror movie skits. And I don't think there's that many good kills. There's one maybe good kill. All the others, not really that creative or bloody. Other than that, this is a fun movie, and this would make for a good ending if it was the ending. Moving on, number 2 is the Friday the 13th reboot from 2009. First 20 minutes, scary, tense. Jason Voorhees, scary. One of the best interpretations of Jason Voorhees. I really like that. It never gets boring. There's always something going on. You got the teens. You got a guy looking for his sister. And the kills are awesome. Trent and Richie and Amanda's kill. Those are the 3 standout kills. Some negatives. Characters, not really that memorable. But then again, about all these movies don't have memorable characters. The ending of Jason not being dead is lame and doesn't really make sense because I think he should have died there. But other than that, this movie is really good. This is an awesome Friday the 13th movie. But my number 1 favorite Friday the 13th movie is Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. This would actually make for a decent ending. Honestly, the only negative I have to say with it is it kind of feels like the same, like the previous 3 films. But other than that, characters memorable. The Jarvis family is memorable. I like Ted and his friend. They're memorable. The kills are good. The cleaver to the face, the stabbing in the head, and Jason Voorhees' kill falling down the machete. I really like that. The final chase is really tense because it's now with a kid and a girl, like you add a kid in, and like it's immediately much more tense as opposed to the 3 films where it was like it was all women. So like grown women. Like the first movie I think was probably the weakest chase out of the first 4 movies because it was a girl versus a 50-year-old woman. So and that's really not that scary. And this movie isn't meandering. There's enough going on. You have enough characters, and there's enough things going on. So, I love this movie. Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, comes out as my number 1 favorite Friday the 13th movie. Thanks for watching.